In conversation with Ekehard, after the meditation on Tuesday morning, it was suggested to him that he might be interested in watching the presentations of the physicist Nassim Haramein. So that afternoon, it was decided to revisit that site just to update on what had been seen previously. And in watching a clip that was up on his home page, which was about black holes, which he calls black holes, W-H-O-L-E, not holes, H-O-L-E. And in particular, the physics of the event horizon. And that reminded me of a Sufi story. So let's see what this Sufi story and maybe your awareness of the dynamics of black holeness relate. It's about a mystical teacher who gathered a number of followers around him, and he would give presentations, but he would also follow those presentations by question and answer sessions. And he had a very loyal group of followers, and one young man in particular liked to ask questions. Now one day when he asked a question of the mystical teacher, the mystical teacher gave an answer which seemed to hit the young man deeply, and he began to squirm. His doubts came up, his fears came up, his mind got into a rush, his emotions were all stirred up. He became so uncomfortable that he could no longer bear to be in the assembly. So at the earliest possible opportunity, he got up and he left the group. Now as he was going down the stairs on his way home, he happened to bump into one of the other very long-time followers of this teacher, who asked him where he was going. And he said, "Oh, I'm going home." And the other one said, "Well, you know, the assembly is not finished. Why are you leaving so early? It's very interesting topics that are being discussed today." And the young man waffled a little bit, and the other one congratulated him. He said, "Oh, I like the questions that you posed. It elicited from our teacher some very interesting answers." And whilst the young man who was leaving was a little bit pleased about being praised about his questions, the other could see that he was decidedly uncomfortable. Well, the young man left, and the other one went back into the assembly, and after the assembly was over, the teacher looked around and said, "Oh, where is so-and-so?" And the man who had met him on the stairs said, "Oh, I met him on the stairs. He was on his way home. It seems that one of your answers troubled him a great deal." So the teacher asked one of the other long-time followers please to go and bring the young man back. Well, this he did so, and when the two young men came in, the teacher called up the one who had left to come and sit beside him, and he said, "Why was it you left the assembly early?" And of course the young man was a bit tongue-tied. He didn't want to say anything against his teacher. He hummed and hawed and waffled a little bit, and he thought to himself, "Oh, you know, I'm going to get scolded because I should have asked permission to leave. I was discourteous in leaving the gathering early." But then he said, "Oh, it was because one of your answers troubled me." And the teacher said, "I did not bring you back here to scold you about leaving the assembly early. There is another principle to be given here. Now the young man immediately thought to himself, well, I know I should have asked permission to leave, but what else have I done wrong? What could I have done? And the mystical teacher turned to him and he said, my dear son, the principle here is that you may be able to leave me, but I can never leave you. Why do you imagine that watching a clip on black holes with an explanation of the physics, dynamics of the event horizon of black holes would remind of a story such as this? What does it mean for you now when it's said, you may be able to leave me, but I can never leave you? What is your relationship with life now? How does it relate to the dynamics of the event horizon of a black hole? If you care to, look into the physics of black holes and what an event horizon is. And maybe you'll recognize for yourself an arcane law, a mystical law that is now there in our lives.
In an event horizon is where a particle or anything coming towards a black hole can still move away from it. But once it passes that point, it has to keep going. And they can't possibly come back.
That's right. In a nutshell, that's what an event horizon is.
Once there's knowing about the divine, you can't forget it.
You can't forget. You can block it out for a while, maybe go have little diversions.
Yes, it's always there.
But you're caught, aren't you? That's it.
And is an event horizon a scientifically proven fact?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Where electromagnetism is captured within corona or whatever.
What? I was just laughing.
Were you?
Yeah.
You're allowed to know. But look at it for yourself. Get a gleaning of the law that's now operational in your life. What does it mean? You can leave me, but I can never leave. How does that relate in your relationship?
For me, I don't see it either way. I don't see that I can leave you or you can leave me.